Welcome to Woman's Secret Signals, where silence speaks louder than words, and every glance, every pause, every small behavior hides a deeper truth most people completely miss. Have you ever wondered why a woman acts interested, but never says it directly? Why her energy shifts around certain people, but she never explains why? That's because attraction is rarely spoken, it's signaled. And if you don't understand those signals, you don't just miss the message, you misunderstand the entire story. Here we decode the hidden language of female psychology, the subtle signs, emotional patterns, and unspoken truths that reveal what words are too afraid to say. So if you're ready to stop guessing and start seeing what's really happening beneath the surface, you're in the right place. Let's unlock the secrets she never says out loud. Have you ever felt like a woman is interested in you, but she never actually says it? She doesn't confess. She doesn't clearly admit anything. But her behavior feels different around you, confusing, mixed, sometimes warm, sometimes distant. And this is where most men get stuck. They either misread everything and assume too much, or they completely miss real signals because they're waiting for clear words that almost never come early. Here's the truth about attraction psychology. Most women don't express emotional or romantic interest directly in the beginning, not because they are playing games, but because emotional safety comes first. So instead of words, you get signals, subtle behavior shifts, small changes in tone, attention, energy, and presence. But the problem is, if you don't understand these signs, you either overthink or underreact. In this video, we're breaking down 6 hidden psychological signs that often show a woman is emotionally drawn to you, comfortable with you, and maybe opening the door for something deeper. But she's not saying it out loud yet. Now listen carefully. This is important. These are not guarantees of romantic interest. These are patterns of emotional attraction, comfort, and trust. Real psychology is never black and white. Context always matters. So instead of assuming, your job is to observe, understand, and respond respectfully, because attraction is not something you chase, it's something you recognize. And when you understand these hidden signals, you stop guessing and start seeing reality clearly. We'll break down the first 2 powerful signs that show she's emotionally more invested in you than she admits. Let's begin. Sign 1, she acts different around you compared to others. One of the clearest psychological indicators is behavioral contrast. She may be confident, social, or even playful with everyone else. But when she's with you, something shifts. She becomes slightly more aware of herself. She may fix her hair more often, adjust her posture, or become a bit more thoughtful in her responses. This doesn't mean she's nervous in a bad way. It means you matter enough to trigger self-awareness. In psychology, this is linked to heightened emotional significance. When someone stands out emotionally, behavior naturally changes. What you should notice is not just what she does, but how she changes around you specifically. Sign 2. She finds reasons to stay connected. This is subtle but powerful. She may not directly initiate deep conversations, but she creates small reasons to stay in touch. She replies even when the conversation has no real purpose. She reacts to your stories. She finds excuses to message you, sometimes about random or unnecessary things. Why? Because emotional attachment often starts with low-pressure contact. Instead of saying, "I want to talk to you," she creates indirect pathways to stay in your space. It's not always conscious manipulation. Most of the time, it's emotional comfort seeking. The key difference is consistency. If she keeps finding reasons to connect over time, it shows you're occupying mental space in her life. But remember, don't rush this. Attraction grows slowly when it is real, and forcing clarity too early destroys natural connection. We'll move deeper into more emotionally revealing signs that most people completely miss. Sign 3. She opens up about personal or emotional things. When a woman starts sharing more personal thoughts, emotions, or past experiences with you, it's not random. It's a sign of emotional trust. People don't open up to everyone. Emotional vulnerability is selective. It requires safety, comfort, and a sense of being understood. So if she starts telling you about her fears, her insecurities, her past relationships, or even small emotional struggles, that's a strong indicator you are no longer just another person in her mind. You've moved into a category of emotional safety. But here's what many people misunderstand. Opening up does not automatically mean romantic intent. It means emotional connection is forming. An emotional connection is often the foundation of deeper attraction, but not always the destination. Pay attention to depth and frequency. Is she only casually talking, or is she choosing you specifically for emotional expression? If she comes to you during stressful or emotional moments, that's even more significant. It means you are becoming part of her emotional regulation system, someone she trusts to stabilize her feelings. That's powerful. But again, the correct response is not pressure, it's understanding, because emotional trust can grow into something deeper or remain as friendship. The direction depends on both people. We'll explore signs related to attention, body language, and subconscious behavior shifts. Sign 4. Her body language becomes more open and responsive. Body language is one of the most honest forms of communication. When a woman is emotionally comfortable with you, her physical behavior changes naturally. She may face you directly when talking, maintain longer eye contact, lean slightly toward you during conversations, or mirror your movements without realizing it. These are subconscious signals of alignment and comfort. In psychology, mirroring is a strong indicator of connection. People mirror those they feel emotionally in sync with. But here's the key: it must be consistent and natural, not forced or occasional. Sign 5. She remembers small details about you. When someone is emotionally interested or deeply engaged, memory becomes selective. She remembers small things you said weeks ago, your preferences, your opinions, even random details you don't expect anyone to recall. Why? Because attention creates memory. We don't remember everything. We remember what emotionally matters to us. So, if she brings up things you barely remember telling her, it shows you are not just passing time in her mind. You are stored information. And stored information usually means emotional relevance. She may also use these details later in conversations, showing that she is actively thinking about you even when you're not around. But again, interpretation matters. This doesn't automatically confirm romantic intent, it confirms emotional attention. And emotional attention is the foundation where deeper feelings can grow over time. We'll cover the last hidden sign and how to respond correctly without misreading the situation. Sign 6. She shows subtle jealousy or emotional sensitivity. This is one of the most misunderstood signals. If she notices you giving attention to other women, or even talking about them, and her behavior shifts slightly, that's emotional sensitivity. She might become quieter, slightly distant, or more observant. Sometimes she may even ask indirect questions or change the topic. This is not about control, it's about emotional investment. When someone feels emotionally connected, the idea of losing attention naturally creates a reaction. But here's the important distinction: healthy jealousy is subtle. It's not aggressive, controlling, or toxic. It's just emotional awareness. All 6 signs we discussed point to one thing: emotional connection is forming. But emotional connection is not a contract, and it is not a guarantee of romance. It is simply a space where something deeper might develop if both people are aligned, respectful, and clear over time. The biggest mistake people make is rushing interpretation. They take one sign and build a fantasy. Real psychology doesn't work like that. Instead of asking, "Does she like me or not?" a better question is there consistent emotional comfort and mutual effort here? Because attraction without respect leads nowhere. And clarity always comes with time, not assumption. So the smartest approach is simple: observe, understand, and respond naturally without pressure. Because when something is real, you don't have to force it. It becomes clear on its own.